Hey, what's happening, travelers? Nitzan Mosery here, the Traveling Investor. Welcome to another show of the Traveling Investor Show. And I've got my man here, Tom, gives good advice, Zaimes. What's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How was your week?
Great.
Yeah?
Great so far.
Awesome, man. How was the end of last week?
The end of last week?
Yeah.
The weekend?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, what'd you do? Anything special?
Well, yeah. I went down to South Beach, went down to Miami a couple times, Friday night. Sunday fun day. I've got a nice little friend there that I've been playing around with.
Very nice. It's always good to have a little friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to have friends spread out all over the place.
Friends are good. Friends are good to have. Absolutely. Yeah. That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, guys, if you're looking at us on YouTube, and by the way, you can check us on w4cy.com. Then you can go on YouTube and dial in Talk the number 4 TV, and you can see us live. We've got Master Yoda behind us, and
the Force.
And the Force. So
we're guided by the light.
Absolutely, we're guided by the light, and so where was I going with this? We got Master Yoda, we said, right? Master Yoda with the Force.
The Force, the light.
You had a good week. I had a good week. This last week I've had was very strange. I got to tell you. I found out that one of my business partners, that when we got together, in business and in life, everything, it's all about relationships, right? It's all about transparency, honesty, and the only thing that we have is our word.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Once that's gone, once you've tarnished that, it's really hard to go from there anywhere. So what happened was I got into business with one of my partners, knowing that we were going to work together on building our multifamily portfolio. Yeah, and we're tied here with one headset because, well, actually, we don't need this right now because we're not talking to Maddie.
There we go.
There we go. So,
all right.
There we go. Easy enough.
Easy enough.
So this guy, one of my partners, we started working together with the knowledge that we were going to work together, that we were going to build our company together. They were going to go out, they were going to find the properties, they were going to underwrite it. Then we'd go and we'd raise the capital and we'd just start churning and burning, right? Mm-hmm. Next thing I know, last year we closed 3 properties with this guy. He closed 9.
He closed 9.
He closed 9.
On his own?
On his own, with somebody, with other people.
And that wasn't part of the...
Not only that, but we paid him because he was thinking about quitting his job. So then we paid him. Not a salary, but like we fronted him money so that he wouldn't have to get a job, so he can focus on this 100%.
Right.
And then I found out that he's out there doing this. I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah.
I mean, where's the trust? Where's your word? Where's all that? So that kind of threw me for a loop.
There's a lot of that goes on though.
There is, right? And it's very strange. So I had that experience. My daughter also turned 13 last week.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is that the black belt or is that?
Well, they're both black belts.
They're both black belts.
Yeah, and I have an 11 and a 13-year-old. They're both black belts.
They only do things big in this family.
Either
no brown belts.
Either go big or just don't go.
Don't go. I like it.
Just
love
don't
it.
Go.
Yeah.
So so she turned 13, and we had a couple of friends over for her, and they're sitting on the couch, and I asked her. I said, "So I said you're 13 now. You're a teenager."
Ooh.
She looks at me. She goes, "Deal with it."
Ooh.
That's kind of
little attitude on her, huh?
That is definitely, I don't know what happened there, but Jesus, man,
you're a house full of women.
Very, very strange, But
was she joking or was she serious?
Well, you know what? She was part joking, part serious. But when you have a teenager, it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
You got hormones kicking, you got things firing left and right.
Yeah.
1 minute she's happy, she's excited, the next minute, holy cow, the world is coming to an end. So one second we're joking and the next minute she's crying. And I said, what happened? Well, you hurt my feelings. I said, we were just playing. You were just laughing a second ago.
Right.
So it's a roller coaster, man. It is a serious roller coaster that that we're working with. And I'm telling you, it's whew.
You'll figure it out.
You learn to become the Buddha.
The Buddha. So take me through that process.
Well, right? If we get affected by everything somebody says to us, right, and our emotions go up and down, we're never maintaining, happiness or a level of calm because we're being affected by other people. And when you're living in a house with a teenage girl, prepubescent girl, right, and another wife, and you've got a teenager at home as well now, and you got to navigate the waters calmly. So by learning to absorb rather than deflect, right? By learning to pass it through and out, right? By learning to breathe, by saying to myself, this has nothing to do with me. It is not about me. It is about the person in front of me.
Right.
You become very Zen-like because you're in the moment and it's about that person. It's not about, we a lot of people say, we don't listen to understand, we listen to respond, right? So with this kind of thing, girls don't want a response. They just want someone to listen.
Okay.
Right? They just want someone to be heard and all that kind of stuff. So
absolutely.
So that's how you become Zen-like, is by zoning everything out, being present, and I don't even know if we're on.
Well, that brings up a good point.
Yeah.
So something guys get wrong all the time is when their girl vents to them about a problem, that the guy feels like they need to come up with all these solutions.
Right.
And they start offering, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Girl doesn't even want to hear that. Girl doesn't want to hear that. You're going to make her sick with that. She's just talking.
Yep.
All you got to do is shut your mouth and nod and say, I understand. That sucks.
Right. Mirror
I'm
back.
Here for you.
Just mirror back.
That's it. That's
right?
all you got to do. You keep your mouth shut, and then you'll be rewarded.
That's right.
By the woman.
That's right.
But if you start offering solutions, did you call Jimmy? Did you try this? Why don't you do this? That's not what they want.
No.
They don't want that. No. And if you do that, you'll fall out of favor with them.
Absolutely.
So don't do that.
You can do that with another guy, because guys are solution-oriented beings,
sure.
right?
Right.
We appreciate that, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. Women just want to be heard. They want to be understood. They want
emotional.
to be. They want to feel safe emotionally and physically and psychologically and all that. You are so right. We just want to hear yes, babe, no lip or talk back. Absolutely true, Libby. Totally true. But it's not even talk back. It's just, and it's every human being, right? It's not even men. Even men, when we go out to our buds and we go out to to our women and whatnot, or our significant other, and we just want to be heard. We want to share our feelings, share what we think and whatnot, the stresses and of every day, and all we want is someone to listen and to know that there is someone that actually wants to hear us, right? So it's for both. It's for both. But I know, like Tom said, a lot of men, they kick into that instinct. Oh, you know what? Let me solve your problem, and if I solve your problem, I'm the hero, and I'll get.
Yeah,
right?
It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way.
It's the opposite. You don't get nothing.
Yeah, and living in a house with 3 women, and the and things just flying around all the time. I've learned that. All I need to do is listen, and sometimes not even that. Just hug. That hug, that emotion, all that stuff. It's just, they say a hug should be, minimum of 7 seconds.
Okay.
Right? A hug, heart touches the heart.
And then, a heart-to-heart hug.
And then the heart starts beating together, and everything calms down, and all these different things come popping up in your head, and it just leads to all that.
Right.
Bill says, yep, shaking your head yes and no, and just look like you were listening. Yeah, but you know what?
No, you got to listen. Though.
Right. You got to listen.
You can't. Yeah. they'll know if you're looking like listening.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell.
If you just them going,
Yeah.
You know what? They'll ask you a question in there,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah. Which I've done a lot. Believe me.
Right?
Yeah, a million times.
And it's just easy. Like every time they say something, all you got to do is just mirror it back, you know, and never take any offense to anything, right? Never. And it's a lot easier said than done, right? Because when you're being, you know, scolded or told or whatnot, and blah blah blah, a lot of times you want to get defensive.
Yeah.
But the best thing to do is just to sit there and mirror back. You know, for example, let's just say, you know, she comes and she says, you know, I haven't seen you in so long. All you do is work, and you're going to work, and I don't see you, and I miss you. Well, and instead of going, well, honey, right, what would a guy usually do? Hey, listen, somebody's got to pay the bills. Somebody's got to pay the mortgage.
Right.
The hell are you talking about? I do this for you, and blah 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 blah. Right?
They don't want to hear
Wrong. No, that's not what they want to hear. Best thing to do is just go, so honey, let me see if I got you. So what you're saying is that we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. I'm working a lot, and it's coming between us. Did I get you? Oh, right now she feels heard.
Right.
Now it's up to the guy to do the right thing and do what you got to do.
Rectify the situation.
But as long as you can repeat that and whatnot. So you know it's all about the right attitude. It's all about the mindset. It's all about, you know, getting into that right frame of mind. And I think that's a good lead-in to our guest today, who we'll see if she's on the line when we come back from break. But we've got Maddie, and Maddie is a healer who specializes in helping conscious entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, raise your hand. Absolutely, that's you. That's me. That's you. That's, you know, if you're listening to this show, you're probably an entrepreneur or want to become an entrepreneur. So she helps conscious entrepreneurs align to their next levels of life and money quicker through mastering their energy, mindset, and emotions. Isn't that what we've been talking about?
That's what we talk about.
Isn't that what we talk about?
That's what it's all about.
That's it, right?
That's it.
Doesn't matter what you want in life.
Yeah.
You follow the recipe.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of different ways of doing it. Maddie's found her unique way, right, which is called the flow method, and it's based on her profound life experiences and education. And this is where we pull things from, right?
Yeah.
We pull things from our own experiences, from our lives. If we can see the positive in all the situations that happen, even the negative, we can learn from them and say, you know what, maybe somebody else can learn from what I've understood and taken away from this.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm a client. I'm a client of Maddie's.
There you go.
I'll speak to that later.
And he's the guy that gives great advice. Her experiences include naturally recovering from an autoimmune disease, and we're going to talk a lot about that, depression and anxiety. She studied under some of the world's top healers and coaches, as well as solo living in Thailand, Vietnam, and Australia. Places I've been, places I love. Before the age of 23, I did it 27 and older. She did it when she was young. She started early. She's got ballsy.
Yeah.
But it takes balls. It takes courage. It takes like a mindset, like an attitude. Saying, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Gumption. Yeah. Like that. Gumption. Gumption. So Maddie's mission is for every person to know the truth that your birthright is to have complete and total freedom in both your life and your income. Isn't that what we talk about? Isn't that what we say also? Isn't that what we're here to do, to help people?
That's it. It's all about.
Help people make money so that they can go and do what they're passionate about, so they can be free.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to see if Maddie's on the line, and we're going to get into it. So grab a pen, pad of paper, nice bottle of water, tea, juice, whatever you want, and listen to our sponsors because they help us. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Maddie. Stay tuned. Be right back. Welcome back, Nitzan Mosery, and I've got Tom Gives Good Advice, Money Man.
We got to come up with a name.
We got to come up.
That doesn't roll off the tongue.
It does not roll off the tongue.
Know-it-all Tom. Tom the know-it-all. I like that better.
Absolutely. But welcome. We've got Maddie on the line. Hi, Maddie. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for being on the show. I know you're super busy. And you know my boy Tom here, right?
I do. I know Tom.
Awesome.
We know each other well. She knows She knows too much about me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's like my therapist.
That's fantastic. So tell us something about Tom. Tell us something that nobody knows, that Tom doesn't want anybody to know. We're live in 5 different countries.
That he doesn't want anybody to know.
No, go ahead. Whatever.
That he is a very caring person and like deeply loving.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I mean, I thought we all knew that.
That's fantastic.
It's hidden.
So listen, so let's talk about a little bit about you and where you came from and how you got to where you are today. Because before the show, I was going over your bio and who you are and what you've done. And you know, since let me see here. So you're a conscious entrepreneur. So take us through your journey. How did you get to where you are today with the energy and the mindset and so forth? Because I see that you started at the age of 23, right?
I opened my business about around that time. Yeah. I really started the journey, I feel like, when I was 10. And when I was 10, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And essentially, I spent my whole life searching for a natural cure. Later on, I really struggled with anxiety and depression. And so I was always learning like natural modalities and all the alternative things. And that's what started the journey. But what happened was I recovered from the autoimmune disease and the depression, and I started building my business, and I realized like, wow, like the modalities that I learned for healing the mind, the body, and the soul, which is part of healing disease. I was like, this applies so much to entrepreneurship and growing a business and growing every area of your life. And people just are not teaching this. And I knew the world needed to know about it.
Absolutely. Wow, that's great. So take us back to, how did you heal yourself when you had this autoimmune disease?
Yeah, so I combined a few things. I saw different practitioners, but I actually combined all 3 in the work that I do now. So I was working with an energy healer. She does something called alchemy, which now I practice as well. I was also retraining my mindset, so watching my mind and my thoughts and what I was thinking and what I was saying. And I also worked with somebody to heal emotional trauma. So all of those things are what had me heal the autoimmune condition. It had nothing to do with food, nothing to do with diet or supplements or any of that. And yeah, now I combine all 3 in my approach, which is called the flow method. That's
great. That's amazing. You know, I studied naturopathic medicine when I was living in Israel. I became a Reiki master in Thailand. I did all that, became a shiatsu master, studied reflexology. When I came back to this country, they wanted me to do all my courses all over again, and I just decided not to. Decided to go into real estate, you know, I figured, why not, right? But it's amazing because we do, you know, what I learned in my naturopathic studies, I bring over into my business world. What I learned in my meditation classes, what I've learned through my travels and whatnot, I've picked up, and you know, you're able to use it in business, right? And one of the things that you teach people is also how to manifest, right? And bring to fruition what they want and their dreams, mm-hmm. right? So talk about that. What's the process with that?
Well, first I want to say that's awesome that you studied all of that and you have been able to bring that into the business world, because that is so rare. And I meet even still so few people who have integrated both. So that's amazing. And there must be something like, I know there's something special about Thailand, because everybody I meet who's been there and studied there, like, they're just awesome. So manifestation, there's a lot out there about it, right? But there is so much misconception, because a lot of people talk about like manifestation is like you need to align your thoughts and your intentions, right? And that's powerful. But a lot of what's missing, which is the majority of what I teach, is like how to get your energy that. And your energy is not just your thoughts, but it's your emotions, and it's like everything that you hold inside of your body. So we have to align the energy of our body to get in alignment with the energy of our goals. And just to like break that down a little bit, because it's like a little woo-woo, essentially we live in a world where everything is made up of energy, right? That's just science. Like everything has an energy. You walk into a space, you walk into like Walmart, say, people can like feel into that one, right? You go into Walmart and you feel a certain way. Everywhere you go, everything you do, every business transaction, everything has an energy. And so, you know, the old way of business is just like taking action and coming from this forceful place. But when we can bring our bodies and our lives into alignment with the energy of what we want to create, so already feeling the feelings and becoming the energy of the goals that we want, we actually attract it to us.
Wow. I hope, travelers, out there you were listening and you were writing and you're taking notes, because that's some powerful stuff. So, and through that, you've developed a process and a system for people to be able to do this on a continuous basis?
Yeah, I have. Tom, do you want to share a little bit about your experience, like with learning this and like manifestation just within your business, and when you've set clear intention and when you've aligned to the energy, like some of the things that have happened?
Absolutely. So I've learned a lot of things. Keeping control of my emotions is very important. Mm-hmm. A lot of times things happen throughout the workday that are just frustrating, and you just want to take stuff and throw it and just crush it against the wall. But that doesn't really solve anything. It's okay to let out a little temper, but to have complete control of your emotions is where you need to be. And if I get bad news, you know this deal I'm working on right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got some bad news last week. Typically, I would fly off the handle. I took some deep breaths. I thought positively about it. I didn't let it ruin my day. Didn't let it ruin my week, which is important because I used to let little things like that ruin my day or ruin my week. So that's just a little bit about it. What else?
How have you been able to take that and to manifest in your business?
I mean, I'm constantly manifesting. Mm-hmm. So one thing I did learn from Maddie is to declare things done. Instead of like, oh, I'm hoping that this deal closes next week and I'm hoping this happens. Declare. I declare this loan is going to close next week. I declare that this girl's going to call me and we're going out Friday night. Right. Instead of, mm-hmm. And when you declare things, it changes the energy about it. You begin to expect things to happen for you instead of hoping. And there's a big difference between expecting things to go your way than to hope things go your way.
Absolutely.
So that's been the key for me with manifesting, mm-hmm. is expecting things. When you expect it to happen, they happen.
That's right. It's funny that you say that, because when we have I'm in commercial real estate as well, and we're in the process of closing on a 100 and some odd unit apartment complex. And when I was talking to people, I used to say, well, we're raising money for this property and blah, blah, blah. So now I change it. I said, well, this is a property that we're acquiring and we're closing on this day. So my intention is out there to the universe.
Yeah.
My intentions are out there. I'm telling people the vibrations are going out there, like you said, in a definite tone. This is the closing date, and this is when we're closing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to get it done. And then we just start going through the process, and we make sure that, everything is done along the way. But it's that definite of certainty. Yes. I was reading somewhere, or I was listening to somebody talk about, you have to create the picture in your mind and send it out to the universe so that the universe can start creating that picture. Whatever picture you're putting out to the universe will create it. So you put that picture out of you succeeding, of mm-hmm. you achieving your goal, of closing the property, of getting another client, of closing the loan, whatever it is, and you put that out there in the present tense, then there's nothing that the universe can do except fulfill that reality. All right, does that make sense?
Visualization, super powerful. And the
Absolutely.
key is the in-between, right? Because like it can be easy to declare and be like, I'm doing this, and declare it. And then in between, when like all the doubts and all the fears and insecurities and stuff comes up, that's like where the magic really is, and where people a lot of times are like, well, manifestation doesn't work for me. I declared this, I visualized, I was in the energy. I'm like, yeah, well, what were you thinking like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? We have to watch it all of the time so that we're remaining in the energy of it all the time until it closes.
Right. And just by somebody saying, oh, manifestation doesn't work for me, well, you know what? You just manifested that.
Yes, exactly.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
You just called it.
And there's always dips and lows. That's the hard part. It's easy when you're in the flow and everything's going your way and you're getting all the breaks, right? That's the easy part of manifestation. But then, you run into a roadblock all of a sudden, and then something else happens. Now all of a sudden, you have doubt creeping into your mind, and then fear creeps into your mind. This is where all the work comes in, and this is what Maddie has taught me to deal with. These are the obstacles. When you hit the fear and the doubt, you need to retune. You need to slow down, quiet the mind, meditate. I meditate every day, even though it's only for 10 minutes a day.
Good, that's awesome.
And recalibrate into that frequency of what I'm looking for, and not the new frequency of fear that I've just dropped down into. I need to get myself back up into that frequency as quickly as possible.
Right. Yeah. And you were saying something earlier, how when things happen, you used to fly off the handle and whatnot and so forth. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because today I put out a live post on Instagram, and I was talking about how the lender that we're working with, and we're closing on the property on Monday, the lender came to us today and just dropped a bomb on us.
Uh-oh.
And now we've got to deal with this 2 days before the weekend. And then after the weekend is we're supposed to close, and now we're running around frantic trying to get this done. So I have my oh shit rule. It's 3 oh shits. You're allowed to say oh shit 3 times when something happens. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Take a deep breath. You can like come to terms with the fact that, oh my God, what happened? And then you just move on. And then you just gotta like calm yourself and be like, okay, it happens. Let's now figure out solutions to the obstacle, the challenge, the problem that we have in front of us.
Let's fix it.
Right?
Like that.
So we got a couple of questions here. We got a question from Amy. She's asking, what is alchemy? You had mentioned something about alchemy.
Yeah, so alchemy is a form of energy healing. And if you know about Reiki, which most people who know about energy healing, it's... Sorry?
I was just putting my hands up. Reiki healing.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if something was up. So alchemy is a more in-depth type of energy healing. So while Reiki is more just working with like high frequencies and low frequencies, it's like channeling high frequencies to move out the low frequency. And a high frequency is something, for those of you who don't know, a high frequency are the things that feel good. It's abundance, money, it's joy, and the low frequencies are like pain, fear, lack, all of that. So Reiki generally is just working on that. Alchemy works on so many different levels. Alchemy helps us to not only clear those things, but to heal our bodies, to clear the energy of our business, to clear the energy of our space, to open our own divine channels of communication. So we all have these abilities to hear our soul, to see energy, to feel energy, to like be able to know what's behind somebody's words. And through alchemy, we're able to open our channels to have a deeper understanding of this, which is super powerful in business when you can learn how to read between the lines.
Reading between the lines is important, especially
very important
in business and in personal relationships, right? We were talking about that earlier, right? Before you came on the show, we were talking about how when someone's talking to you, how do we listen to respond? Do we listen to understand? What kind of response is expected? So it's always reading between the lines, right? It's never, it's
especially
probably,
with women.
Oh yeah, especially.
Then it's reading the invisible with the words that aren't even written.
No, that's awesome. But it's true that there's you've got to learn to read between the lines and so forth. Did you take what courses have you taken to learn these things? Where did you learn this stuff? Is this stuff that you learned through your travels?
Well, alchemy I've studied directly under the guidance of a woman named Karen Torres. She lives actually up in Jupiter. I've studied under her personally for 3 years. The mindset has been just a lot of trainings, and I actually have a background in psychology, so I combine all the things together. Also like a yoga and meditation certification from Thailand, Kopanjan, actually, if you know it.
Of
you know
course.
it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Sunrise or sunset?
Oh, I don't even remember.
That's awesome. Yeah, Kopanjan is great.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. You should definitely go there.
Really?
You gotta go,
Great.
Tom. You would actually love it.
Oh,
Really?
He would never come back.
Yeah,
Really?
we have an interesting community there that I think you'd really like.
Yeah, he would.
Okay. What?
He would never come back.
Polyamory?
Yeah, that I would send you I would send you to Osho's ashram in India.
You know
for
me
that.
very well, and Maddie knows me very well, so I have a feeling I know where this is going. We'll talk about it later.
So we got Jim here who's saying keeping your cool is key. You never know who is right, who might be around. Never want to send the wrong message. Yeah, absolutely. You never want to send the wrong message. And keeping cool is, it's my wife always says to me, be selfish. Stay cool, be calm. Do it for selfish reasons so that I stay relaxed, right? Because when we get all excited and revved up and whatnot, it just doesn't do us any good.
Well, it's not really selfish. It's selfish, and it also serves the other person because, have you ever been sitting somewhere and a nervous person is pacing around the room, and what do you say? Mm-hmm. Sit down. You're making me nervous.
Right.
Is what you say. So if you can't keep yourself relaxed, then your wife's going to become unrelaxed.
Yep.
Then the kids are going to become frantic, and then you've got a house full of chaos.
House full of chaos.
Yeah.
Even
not
more.
Not at the Moseley residence.
Also, when you're stressed and you lose your cool, you lower your vibration, and at a low vibration, when you're in the stress, you're not open to opportunity and miracles and all the amazing things. I always think the beauty is in the breakdown. We have a breakdown for a reason. There's a message and a lesson, and on the other side of a breakdown is a breakthrough, right? So when we stay in that, we're not able to have a new deal come in. Tom and I always talk about, a deal can come from anywhere, but when you are stressed and when you're upset, you're not gonna that's not gonna come in for you.
No,
that's right.
Definitely not showing up.
No, of course.
I've noticed when things are going good and I'm having a great day, my phone blows up. And if I'm in a funk and things aren't going well and nobody's calling, they can feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Maddie can probably explain that. It's an energetic thing, but it's real.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredible. It's incredible how real it is. We got somebody here saying, I feel it's so hard to get in a routine to meditate. So, Maddie, do you have suggestions for people who are starting, who are moving towards that direction, who'd like to explore? Any suggestions for them on how to start setting the right mind frame, the mindset, the energy, the motion forward in that right direction, how to set a routine to meditate?
Yeah, couple things. So the first thing is, I think that when we've never meditated before, it can feel like this thing that's so hard and so outside of ourselves. But the truth is, meditation is really in its most basic form is quieting your mind. It's turning off your thoughts. So if it doesn't work for you to sit down and which I never do, to be honest, find something that works for you that's a meditation. So whether it's in the shower and you're just focusing on your breath, or you're going on a walk, whatever it is, find something that feels good for you and not forced, because you don't want to be forcing yourself to do anything really. You want to make sure that your routine is something that feels good for you. And then the other thing is I like to set a window of time. So I personally don't do client calls or any type of calls before 11. So for me, up until 11 o'clock, maybe I don't always meditate right at 9, but like always during that time, I'm journaling, I'm meditating, I'm exercising, I'm writing a piece of content. So for me, that works really well to have a routine without having a routine, you know, and that way you can be flexible based off how you feel and what's working for you in that day.
Right. That's awesome. Yes, time management, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot. I meditate for 10 minutes a day.
That's it.
And I actually listen to Maddie's meditations. She has some. She has a 22-day challenge going on right now that I'm taking the challenge myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, even though I'm a client and I feel like I don't need it, but I do need it. We all need it. And I suggest anybody at home listening to jump into a 22-day challenge.
Tell us about it.
I'll tell you about it real quick, and I'll let Maddie take it over. But it's journal prompts every day. So you wake up in the morning, and there's some journal prompts. And then the evening before you go to bed, and then there's a meditation that you listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually 7.5 minutes, 8.5 minutes, not even 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it's her beautiful voice,
Mm-hmm.
you know, angelically guiding you through this meditation. All I do is I lay down. Lay down. Sometimes I fall asleep. Sometimes I do what she's saying to do, and it slows you down. And that's the key is slowing down. I shared a great story on my Instagram. It says, what's the key to making sound decisions? A calm mind.
Yeah.
A frantic mind can't make sound decisions.
Absolutely.
So, but I'll let Maddie speak about her 22-day challenge. She could probably explain a little better.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, so it's a challenge I created because it's just like the real basic, simple steps to aligning your mind, energy, and emotions to what you want to create. So the first week is all about learning how to connect to the energy of your goal. You pick a goal for the 22 days that's stretchy but doable. So the first week you're learning all about how to connect to the goal through the meditation, the daily journal prompts. It might take 15 minutes a day total. The second week is all about learning how to connect to the energy of your highest self and of your soul. So being able to be that like best version of you. And then the last week is about learning how to overcome obstacles. So a lot of times we can feel stuck, we can feel blocked, things come up, but all of our truths as humans is that we are limitless. Like no limit is ever our truth. So the last week is really just like the basics of being able to notice when you're limited and how to overcome it, how to clear that out of your body, clear that out of your mind. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, that's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. And so how would people connect with you to do that?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is Heal with Maddie, and there's actually a link right in my bio where you can join the 22-day challenge.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk quickly. We got about 9 minutes left. I want to talk about the conscious entrepreneur. Okay, how you help align. So how does all this work with entrepreneurs, with people wanting to get involved in business and so forth? How would you go about helping them?
How does the healing work for entrepreneurs is the question?
Yes.
Yeah, so here's the thing is like a lot of times in business, entrepreneurs, any type of business person really is like so focused on strategy, right? But the truth is like you can read a million books on strategy, and when you break it down, a lot of them are really the same. And there is this like old belief that we need to consume all this information and learn all these successful people's strategies. And yes, we need a strategy that works, but a lot of times what happens is business owners get stuck and they're thinking it's another strategy they need, it's another mindset tool they need, when really what's happening there are energies and old traumas or wounds or emotions that are inside of them that need to be cleared out and to be moved. So a lot of times, like I said, the entrepreneurs, they have a kick-ass strategy, right? And all they need to learn how to do is to overcome their mind, overcome their emotions, overcome these like old things that have limited them. So what I help them to do is heal the things inside of themselves, all of the limitations that aren't true. A lot of us have limiting beliefs like, oh, it can't happen in a day. I can't sign 5 clients in a month. I can't make $100,000 a month. Like whatever it is, there's always a next level for all of us. And so it's just a matter of clearing out the old things and up leveling over and over and over. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I'll share something. So in our sessions, I lay down and we do a lot of different things, lighting incense and oils, and, Maddie does her energy stuff, whatever she's doing. I don't know. I got my eyes closed, but I'm sharing things, and she's clearing karmic agreements between me and people I'm in the middle of business deals with. She's clearing karmic agreements with me and any girl that I've ever dated, and I'm sharing.
That's a long.
Well,
that brought in some
not a lot.
Good ones too, right, Tom?
We do have some new. We have two new ones that we will talk about tomorrow. But anyways, we don't need to digress. But it's very therapeutic, and when I'm done with these sessions, if people that you have beefs with. Mm-hmm. You're clearing this energy, and when I'm done with a session, I feel like $1 million. I honestly feel like $1 million, and amazing things have happened during the session too, because there's situations with people where you're stuck and whatnot, and you can kind of feel your energy shift during the session, and then immediately after my session, I'll reach for my phone, and there will be phone calls that I've been waiting for weeks, answers to problems. It's nuts how this works, and it's energetic. They know. They know.
Yeah.
They know.
They know because even if people aren't aware that they have the ability to hear, feel, and see energy, on a subconscious level, we all know. You meet somebody, you don't feel quite right, you're looking at a coach and you're reading their content, but something's off. Like on a subconscious level, everybody can read and see and feel and know energy, but we can all develop it further,
Absolutely. We've got Kyle here that says, it says, life is so crazy, it's hard to stick with, I guess, meditating. No 2 days are alike. Well, yeah, that's the beauty of life, is that no 2 days are alike. And today, and that's why being present is so important, because today is today. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? Be your best self today. Be better than you were yesterday, right? So important to be here and now, right?
You can find 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
If you look hard enough for it. I waste so much time every day.
Mm-hmm.
It'll blow your mind how much time I waste.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest. I'm being honest.
Oh, I know. I see you a lot on social media. That's how much time
I work like 3 or 4 days a week.
If he would just take half of that time, he could get 3 more clients.
Yeah, I work like 3 hours a day. Like I'm just being honest.
Well, a lot of times, for people, they have to find out their why. It's the same with business. You have to know why you're doing it so that you have that driving factor behind actually doing the things that kind of suck. Meditating at first cannot feel good. I personally love it now. I never miss a day. I do it 3 times a day, to be honest. But you have to know why you're doing it. So, if you want to have better results, you want to make more money, maybe that's your driving factor. Maybe you want a deeper relationship, a better connection with your partner, whatever it is. But figure out your why, and that's going to help you stay more committed to actually doing the work. Mm-hmm.
That why is huge. We talk a lot about it on this show. It's the driving force, right? It's like you said. It will, when things are tough, your why will determine if you continue moving forward or not.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing. Maddie, November 2nd, I'm having a mastermind here in Boca. I got this guy coming, and I got a bunch of other people flying in from all around the country, and whatnot. And I'd like to invite you as one of the special guests, and so that you can help people that will be talking about their challenges and obstacles, and in their business life, personal life, financial life, spiritual life, so that we can help them move, as you said, to the next level. All right, so I'd love for you to be one of my guests at the mastermind. It's November 2nd here in Boca.
I would
8 to
love to
5.
go. I think I am actually free that day, and I've been checking out your stuff, so I'm interested to learn from you and learn more about you as well. I know I saw one picture. Maybe you're not going to be talking about this, but with like a goatee from like your spiritual days.
That's right. That's right. I had a huge goatee. I had dreadlocks down below my ass. I was a big hippie traveling the world.
Wow.
I traveled the world for about 6 years. I met my wife while traveling in Portugal, and we continued traveling, and we're still traveling. And
I know the real story of how he met his wife.
He knows exactly. Yeah, so that's why the show is called The Traveling Investor, because it's two things that I love to do. I love to travel, and I love to invest, right? And I love to help people, go travel and invest so that they can make passive income, so they can go do what they're passionate about,
So important. Freedom on all levels.
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely. Freedom. It's all about that.
Freedom.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited about the mastermind. I'll definitely be there.
Fantastic. So, is there a website that you have or anything? Because we got like less than a minute here. Plug away anything you want to plug. Go for it.
Yeah, I personally believe that actually the website is dead. So I only use Instagram and Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Heal with Maddie. You can join the 22-day challenge there. You can also find me on Facebook, Madeline Eve. And those are the two places that you can find me and connect with me directly. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for being on the show. I know you're super busy helping people move to the next level and achieve success. I look forward to seeing you November 2nd. And let's connect before that as well. Tom, my man.
I'll see you. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. And travelers, everybody that's out there, I'm going to leave you with this last thought. So may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sunshine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. Until the next time, I'm Nitzan Mosry, the traveling investor. I'll see you somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.